Welcome to the next big thing, episode 4. My name's Ethan Lee Chalk, and I'm here with Kate. How are you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you.
All the way in Paris at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, it's a fair way away from home, that's for sure. A little bit of a time difference.
You thought it was the wrong day as well, which is quite funny.
I did.
For the people listening at home, I was just wondering if they don't understand what women's artistic gymnastics is. I was wondering if you would be able to summarize it a bit and give them some information about it.
So for women's artistic gymnastics, we compete on 4 apparatus. So we compete on the floor, which is like this big square. And do some like tumbling and turns and leaps to some music. Then we do bars, which are the uneven bars. So you do like tricks on high bar and low bar, and you do work on the beam, and then vault, run up and touch the vault table, and then land basically. So yeah.
Oh, awesome! I think everyone will understand that. If they don't, how did you first become interested in gymnastics? Were you always that kind of sporty person?
Yeah, I definitely was. I tried a lot of sports when I was younger. And I guess I was just like a very active kid. So my parents just put me into gymnastics, and it just like went from there from 1 hour to, 30 hours.
And what was the feeling like when you were selected to compete in these Commonwealth Games? Obviously your first one ever. How was the feeling? Did you get like some sort of call or something to notify you that you were in the squad?
We got an email, and yeah, I was very surprised. It was very exciting news, and yeah, it's an absolute privilege to be selected onto the team and compete at, such a prestigious event. So, yeah,
did you find did you find like the email straight away, or did you kind of have to like just appeared out of nowhere pretty much?
My coach actually messaged both Mum and I, and he said, "Have you checked your emails?" And I responded with no, and then I checked them, and then there was the letter. So yeah.
Lucky you did. Lucky you're not one of those person that moves all their emails to like the junk mail or the spam and doesn't even see the notification come through.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And you've competed at the World Champs in 2019. How was that, being only 19 years old at the time? Was that the great feeling?
Yeah, absolutely. It was, my first real major competition. And we had, a lot of people with a lot of experience there. So it was an amazing experience. And, it was just super exciting to be selected for such a major event and have a lot of like supportive people on the team helping me through that experience and everything. And yeah.
And there are a few younger gymnasts in the team now. How have you seen them develop? How does it feel being seen as like their mentor in a way?
Yeah. So Bree and Romy are probably the younger ones there, but they obviously have quite a lot of competition experience, as does everyone. But I used to train with Romy back at Waverly when I was a Waverly gymnast. So it's been amazing to, kind of be part of her journey, and, watching Bree thrive throughout the years. It's just been, an absolute privilege to be like a little small part of that during this competition and everything.
You're both at Waverley. Were you like in the age group, like the same like group or something? I'm not sure if they do it by age group there or by talent or.
Bit of both. I trained with Romy for a couple of years. I can't think how many years, it all just blends into one. But I trained with Romy for quite a few years when we were a little bit younger, maybe like 13, 14, 15-ish, I think.
Oh, wow.
And yeah.
Have you guys gone back to Waverley since both being in the Commonwealth Games team? Have you guys like gone on to Waverley and try and like, fan days or inspire the gymnasts coming through?
Well, yeah, Romy's still at Waverley. I'm at a different club. I'm at CYC, but
my fault. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, that's all good. But we had like a pre-training camp there before we came to Paris. So it was good to see all of like the younger girls and everything coming up in the ranks, because I was there pretty recently. So yeah, it was great to see all of the improvement and everything, and it was amazing.
So currently in Paris, when do you travel out to Birmingham?
I think we travel out on the 23rd of July. 22nd or 23rd, I'm not quite sure.
Do you have any friends or family going to watch you compete over there?
I have both my parents are coming over to watch me when I compete. So yeah, that's very exciting.
No cheer squad from your fans, from your friends, sorry.
Oh, they'll be watching from home, but yeah. So yeah.
They'll probably be having like a massive like Zoom party, or everyone go over to someone's house or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you were younger, did you have any inspiration to one day represent your country?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, like when every kid kind of starts out in a particular sport that they enjoy, they always like aspire to be, an Olympian or go to the Commonwealth Games or something. And then, yeah, that was definitely an absolute dream of mine when I was younger. And especially when I got moved up from pre-scored into like the higher levels and everything. It was just kind of like a dream come true when it actually really happened.
Were there times when you were like thinking of giving up gymnastics at a certain point in time? Or that never occurred
absolutely.
to you?
Yeah, there's definitely been a few rough patches, but like injuries and mental blocks and things like that have been a bit rough throughout the years. But, my coach and my family have always had my back, and even my friends have always supported me. So that's what's really helped me get through things and, keep training and like still loving the sport and everything. So, yeah.
Have you ever suffered any major injuries? Like you said, you suffered injuries. Were they major or not? Just minor ones?
I've actually been pretty lucky with injuries. I wouldn't really say they're major. Probably my biggest injury was pulling my hamstring when I was, I think, 13 or 14.
Oh, wow. So young.
I pulled it up right near the tendon, and, my physio was a bit like scared that I would have pulled the tendon from the bone, but nothing like that. So that wasn't too major, but it took me a while to get back into everything. And then I concussed myself pretty badly the year before or year after. I can't remember which one. But that took me quite a bit of time to get back into any training and stuff. But other than that, I've been pretty good. So yeah, very lucky on the injury side so far.
Well, that's good to hear, and fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Talking about your training, what does your training schedule look like? Do you have enough time to fit other things in?
It's pretty busy, but, because I've been training since I was training 20 plus hours since I was about 10 years old. We always used to like have to skip school and everything. So I've been pretty good about time management from a young age. So at the moment, I think I train over 30 to 32 or so hours in the gym, and I manage a bit of work, so just coaching. I coach at Eastern Gymnastics, which is a club near where I live, and then nice. I also coach at CYC. Well. Yeah, absolutely. And then I also fit in a bit of uni at the same time. I was doing it a little bit part-time, but I'm nearly done. So yeah.
What are you studying at uni at the moment?
I'm studying Bachelor of Environmental Science.
Oh, cool. Is that something that you want to pursue in the long term as well?
Yeah, it's like along the pathway of what I want to pursue. I want to do a bit of marine biology along the line, but just to fit in with training, I thought this course was going to be the best option for me.
Yeah. Is there anyone in particular you draw inspiration from, whether that be your role models when you're younger, or your family, or certain people?
Oh, that's a tough one. It changes all the time. Like when I was younger, I had like so many role models, and it always changes. Obviously my mom is a massive role model for me. She's put her life away to help me, and she stopped working to drive me to and from training when I didn't have my license when I was a bit younger and everything. Puts food on the table for me, and she both parents pay for fees and everything, which is just absolutely amazing. So I think both mom and dad really are my biggest role models. But you have like your sports role models as well that you look up to, like Ali Raisman, and there's so many gymnasts. So
did you have any posters up on I know my like sports heroes, I used to have like their posters up on the wall. Did that occur with you?
I had a poster. I support St Kilda, and I had a poster of Nick Rewalt, like a life-size poster of Nick Rewalt when I was younger to measure my height when I was growing. But I actually didn't have any posters of anyone up in my room, unfortunately. No gymnasts, no nothing. So, yeah, just Nick Rewalt on my wall.
So a Saints fan, I see how it is.
Yes.
Have you been able to watch any games over there?
No, I haven't actually. I have KO, so I should get around it. But I think they're playing today, actually. Oh, they have played. I'm not sure, but no, I haven't watched any games, but I definitely should.
You're getting confused with the time zone still.
I absolutely am.
Were you hoping to see yourself in a few years? What does the future look like for you, like the end goal?
Oh, that's a good question.
Would you say the Olympics is one of them?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm kind of taking things, one day at a time, 1 month at a time, 1 year at a time, just seeing how the body is, because obviously in gymnastics I'm quite old. But yeah, Olympics is definitely a major dream of mine, and I reckon my body is holding up, and hopefully it'll hold up throughout the next few years, and I can hopefully make that team. And World Championships is another goal of mine at the end of the year, and the next year as well. But yeah, just, one day at a time, and yeah, definitely a goal of mine, but yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Were you close to like qualifying for the previous Olympics in Tokyo?
Well, so the qualifications was at the 2019 World Championships, which I participated in, and we fought to qualify a team to the Olympics.
Oh, okay.
And unfortunately, and we were meant to come top 12 to allow 4 girls to go to the Olympics, but unfortunately we came 13th by.
Oh no!
Yeah,
that's worse than even coming like last. You'd rather come last than get so close and just miss out by like a fingernail.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it was really rough. We had a rough time to compete as well. We were in the first subdivision, so that was not great. But it is what it is. We just have to be better. But and then so we had Oceania Championships, which was qualification for the Oceania region for Olympics, so we could have one spot. And I was on the team. I was selected. There was 4 of us that were selected to compete. And the top all-rounder at the Oceania Championships was able to go to the Olympics. And unfortunately, I had to pull out of that because I had a sore foot, and it turns out that I had an extra bone in my foot, and it was like causing me a bit of grief. So I had to pull out. But yeah, no, that's the story behind that.
Because you can't really, like, even if it's a tiny injury in gymnastics, you can't really perform at all because there's so many. The gymnastics involves a lot of skill, what we were just discussing about. Which one was the most difficult for you to learn, and which one are you most eager to show off in the Commonwealth Games?
Oh goodness, hardest to learn. I think the hardest skill to learn for me was maybe my Weiler kip on bars. It took me like 2 years, but it was like on and off training. Like we'd do it for a week and then we'd stop, and then it was just a bit of umming and ahhing whether or not I would do that skill. So I wasn't really consistently training as such. But yeah, it took me a long time, and I wouldn't really say it's come a long way. And I'm just working on the consistency of that skill, and that's the first skill in my bar routine. So yeah, and the most I'm thinking, I wouldn't really say that there's like a skill as.
All right, continue.
Sweet. A skill that I'm most eager to learn probably isn't necessarily just a skill. I would say I'm really excited to show my floor routine if I'm able to compete it. Because obviously we're all fighting for spots at the Commonwealth Games to compete on each apparatus. So I'm definitely eager to show my floor routine because I've upgraded my floor routine, and Lisa Bradley has choreographed an awesome routine for me, and I've only competed it 2 or 3 times. So it's like still very fresh, and I'm very excited to compete it on the international stage. And also definitely my bar routine, because I've been working really, really hard on that. And that's definitely, my best apparatus. And I feel like I can do really, really well with it. And yeah.
You're not going to give any hints away about what it involves?
In my bar routine?
In your routines, for both of them.
Yeah. Well, I have, on floor, I have a couple of new skills. So I have my double front as my first line, my handspring double front. And I also have my handspring front double twist. So they're my 2 brand new lines that I've put in or upgraded as such. And then I also put in a double wolf turn, but that's like a turn. That's kind of boring, but yeah. And then for bars, I think the most exciting skill to watch in that routine is not necessarily like a new routine, but I've just consolidated it, and definitely my catcher, my big release move on the high bar is probably the most exciting thing about my bar routine.
Do you get nervous at all? When it's time to perform, are there like butterflies in your stomach, or you're just full on confident?
Bit of both. There's always butterflies no matter what. Anytime, like even in training, we'll do like training controls, and I can do my routine like easy as like a piece of cake. I'll do it fine, and then my coach Jeb will be like, okay, present to someone. I'm like presenting, and I'm like starting to shake. I'm like, oh my goodness, it's so different now. But yeah, I definitely feel confident that I have enough numbers going into the Commonwealth Games. But yeah, there's obviously it's such a big competition, but I get nervous big competition or small with presenting to a crowd or just a judge or just someone. So yeah, there will definitely be butterflies and confidence.
Yeah. Just one more question. What advice would you give to any younger girls or guys who are hoping to become gymnasts when they're older?
Absolutely give everything a go, and try their hardest.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kate, for this interview. I know it was surrounded by technical difficulties, which is my fault, and I apologize for that. But I wish you all the best in Paris at the moment, and then obviously at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham.